All right, good morning, everyone. I thank you, everyone, seriously, for coming today. We're joined by Ciro Poppiti, the Register of Wills for Newcastle County, by Clayton Stacey, who's on the Diversity Commission of Newcastle County, and of course, Sarah McBride, who's a national leader with the Human Rights Commission and a candidate here for State Senate. Thank you so much, each of you, for your leadership in very different ways for leading our community forwards. It's in part because of your leadership that I stand here today to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Pride Month. As many of you know, the Pride Month started one year after the uprising, the raid at the Stonewall Inn in the Village in New York City. It was an uprising by the LGBT community which lasted until July 3rd, from June 28th till July 3rd. So though we're a day off, we're still within the window of the uprising. To commemorate the uprising and the nationwide fight for equality, the holiday started, the Pride Month started 1 year later. Today we're going to be raising not just the rainbow flag, but the Philly rainbow flag, which adds a brown and black stripe to the original Rainbow Pride flag to recognize the unique challenges of vulnerable members of communities of color who are LGBT. We're also raising the trans and bisexual pride flags as well, because we note that those vulnerable groups are often pushed aside in the movement and face unique challenges today. Look, I'm here to pretty much say one thing, that across our county and across our county government, we are a community for all. We need to make sure that everyone, whether the youngest child or the oldest adult, feels comfortable in our community, feels comfortable working in this building behind you. In public safety, Chief Mark Logeman is here representing our paramedics. This is a community where we recognize the skills and talents of everyone, regardless of the community from which you come. And it's a wonderful time where people can celebrate who they love, however they want to love, and that's something that we all celebrate. So it's always nice to come out on a beautiful morning that's not too hot yet and celebrate love. So without further ado, why don't I bring up a leader in this movement, a national leader in this movement, Sarah McBride, who I believe is still the National Press Secretary for the Human Rights Campaign. She is the first transgender advocate to speak at a national party convention. And we're so fortunate to have a national leader who, deep in her blood, is a Delawarean. She led the fight to protect transgender rights in Delaware, a fight that the Supreme Court extended nationwide with its 6-3 ruling on Bostic v. Clayton County, Georgia, a surprise 6-3 ruling just 2 weeks ago. So without further ado, please welcome Sarah McBride.
Well, thank you so much, County Executive Meyer, for your leadership, for your unwavering allyship in this fight for equality. Register of Wills Poppiti, thank you so much for your voice and leadership in this fight as well. And thank you all for coming out to celebrate Pride. I believe this is a historic moment for our county, the first time we might be raising this flag on county property, which is a really wonderful statement and a really powerful message for LGBTQ people across Newcastle County, that this is a place where everyone is welcomed, where everyone is free to live openly, and where we celebrate our diversity. As we raise these flags, it's fitting that we come together at a time where our country is engaging in a critical and long overdue conversation around racial justice. Because, as County Executive Meyer mentioned, Pride Month commemorates the Stonewall Uprising, when LGBTQ people led by transgender women of color named Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera responded to state-sanctioned violence at the Stonewall Inn. And so as we raise these flags, we honor their bravery, we honor their leadership that helped spark a modern movement. As we raise these flags, we honor the rich diversity of the LGBTQ community and the invisible parts of our community that so often have their challenges and their lives ignored in our national conversation, members of the transgender community and members of the bisexual community. As we raise these flags, we honor all those over the last 51 years who have put their lives on the line for equality, who have helped transform change that once seemed impossible into a reality today. We honor those we've lost along the way, particularly in the HIV and AIDS epidemic, and those we've lost to hate-based and hate-influenced violence. We raise these flags, and we do so in honor of the young people who today are so courageously living their truth in a way that seemed so impossible to young people like me growing up. And though we have made historic progress, and though we celebrate this Pride Month a historic Supreme Court decision just 2 weeks ago, we know that our work remains far from finished. Too many LGBTQ people across this country remain unprotected in critical areas of life. Too many LGBTQ people still face violence merely because of who they are and who they love. Too many LGBTQ people are fearful that their communities do not have hearts big enough to love them too. And so as we raise this flag, we send them a powerful message that here in Delaware and here in Newcastle County, they are valued, they are loved, and they are protected. So thank you all very much for coming out, and I'd like to now turn things over to Register of Wills, Ciro Poppiti.
Well, good morning. Ciro Poppiti, the Register of Wills here in the county, and on behalf of myself and the Poppiti family, on behalf of the many county employees that have gathered here, we want to say thank you to our county executive. Thank you to our Newcastle County government. Congratulations on this wonderful and meaningful ceremony. And I say meaningful because as we raise these flags, we are reminded that we are a county in solidarity, united, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. County Executive, turn it back over to you.
We have a diversity commission here in county government, and one of the first things we said when we came in is we want the diversity commission to reflect the full spectrum of diversity in every way across our county, racially, ethnically, gender, geographically, and of course with respect to sexual orientation and LGBTQ rights as well. And so we right away appointed Clayton Stacey, who's been a fantastic member of the Diversity Commission. I want him to come out and just say a very few words.
First off, thank you so much for having me here today. It has truly been an honor to serve on the Diversity Commission for, I'm on my second term now, actually. Quickly, I'd like to say how the value of today and being a part of it for myself. I can't speak for others, but I know the value for those who can't be here today. Truly a glorious, glorious moment. Thank you.